Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Tuesday morning. We'll get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Great school there, great programs. So run by and check them out. Now, I know you're enjoying this nice weather. That's the best way to sum it up. It's really been nice the last couple of days. The morning's got just a little bit of cool air. In fact, the low's been in the 60s, and tonight the low's going to be 69, and high today be 86. The water temperature remains at 83 degrees. Now, river readings, the Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's still hanging. It's actually dropped down about a 0.7, so that's pretty low. It normally is around a foot. But our Choctawhatchee River now on our roller coaster over here, on the way down, it's been all the way up there this past weekend to 12 feet, and that's down this morning to 8.7. So looks like it's going to level out now for a couple of days. So this weekend should be pretty steady fishing for the Choctawhatchee River. Now let's take a look at our tides. On our saltwater side, we're looking at today's September the 11th, and we're looking at a high tide at 6:02 this morning, and a low tide tonight. This afternoon at 4:33. They got a 1 foot range right there. Good strong tide and a lot of boat movement right there. And beautiful afternoons we've been having. So if you get advantage, take advantage of it. Okay. Let's take this break. We'll be back with our special guest. All right, welcome back and welcome to Alan Courtney.
Good morning, Coach. How are you today?
All right, Alan. Good to have you.
Thank you.
We spent a Saturday afternoon. Alan and I was together in the rain and all. I bet you'll guess we were fishing, but actually, what were we doing Saturday after the hardest part?
Watching little bitty kids play football.
Kids about this big. Both our grandsons, ironically, on the same team, and little tiny mite pop water stuff, and they are tiny mites.
They are. It's fun to get out there and watch them. Half of them know what they're doing, but they're still having a good time.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious is the best word. Watch them running around. But
he looks forward to playing. So
you were on the way back from a fishing trip though when you stopped by.
Pulled my boat from Seminole straight to the football field and swung in there and found a place to park just so I could watch them play. You know, I don't get to see all of them, but when I can, I'm going to make sure that I can be there for them.
It's a hoot. All right. Well, what's going on the bass?
Well, we'll start out like we always do. This is the August tournament results from tournaments in the area. So the first photo we have there is Mr. Al Ramsey, fishes with the club I'm in, with Bay County Bass Club, and our tournament this month was at Deer Point Lake. He had 11.60 pounds.
11.60.
Not a bad weight at all.
That's a healthy one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And the second picture, Seminole Bassmasters, that's Daniel Adams, and they fished out of Lake Seminole, and he had 18.20 pounds, so that's a good stringer. That's a
pretty stringer.
And this is, as you can see, a nighttime tournament. This is Gulf Coast Bass Anglers. I fished as a guest with them just for fun that time. Fished at Martin Lake from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 10 o'clock at night. The Martin Lake over by the paper mill.
Yes.
And it was tough for me. I think I caught 2 little bitty ones, but he caught a bunch of them. So
that's amazing how that lake still has bass in it.
Yeah, it was kind of tough because there's not much grass in there, and that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Now, I think most people probably recognize this guy, Red Holland. Is fishing.
Oh, Red.
He's fishing with the Lunkers Bass Club, and they went to Abercrombie Landing, which is down the lower end of the Apalachicola River system, and he had 10.34 pounds.
All right, Red's getting back into bass fishing.
This is the Tri-State Bass Slayers. They're based out of the Tallahassee area. And, that's Leon Roy, and they fish below the dam in the Apalachicola River, and he had 11.25 pounds there. So.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, fish.
They all eat. That's a big one.
Now this is a good stringer. This was the Deer Point Team Trail. We have the last Saturday of every month in Deer Point Lake. And, Russ and Gerald Sims won that. That was almost 17 pounds.
Wow.
So.
What was that lunker there? How big was it?
I think it was almost 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So. And this is the monthly trail we have. It's over with. The Classic's coming up, but this year we had just 4 tournaments at $500 entry fee each tournament, so it's on the expensive side. But the last one was at Lake Seminole, and Denny McGlon and Jerry Kelly won it with 20.71 pounds.
Oh man, that's a nice string.
That's a nice string. And this was second place in that tournament. Wayne Turner and Jerry Odom.
All right, let me see if I can get it loose right here.
And they had 18.82 pounds.
They were close, wasn't they?
Mm-hmm. In third place was Terry Stevens and Clint Brown with 18.74 pounds. So it's just a couple drops of water difference between second and third place. Now those guys won Angler of the Year this year, so they get their entry fees paid for next year, which is $2,000 that they don't have to spend getting into the tournaments next year. So that was a good job for them winning the points race this year.
That's cool.
So, and that's our Tuesday night shootout. Dooney and Lane Seals. That's Dooney's son, had just a little over 8 pounds. And we didn't have the second one last month because the hurricane was supposed to come, and I told everybody, don't worry about it. And then it didn't come, and that's the way it is.
Now, are those finished for the year, or we still got them?
The Tuesday nights, no. We'll have another one tonight.
Okay.
Yep. And then we keep going with those things until people just quit showing up. You know?
Okay.
Or until the time changes back and it gets dark in 2 seconds, then they'll be canceled. But that's as far as we'll go after the time changes. So we're still having a real good turnout there. So, but so the Winter Trail Tournament series starts October. It is always the first Saturday of the month, starting in October. Mm-hmm. So, and there's usually 30 to 40 boats in that. We'll start having the results on that one starting next month. So, y'all keep that in mind if you're interested. It's always at White City, always the first Saturday of every month. So, and we had that tournament a week ago Saturday, the Mosley Band fundraising tournament. Yeah. I didn't have pictures because I'll have them next month. But we had a good turnout on that. I think a little on the low side, but not bad for Deer Point. 15 boats, and
they still made a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, I think we made almost $600 for the Mosley High School band. And that was.
You go out and have a good time and make money doing it for a good cause. You could,
Yeah, Anglers Tackle donated, a nice $100 reel to give away. We had Buddy Dorsch Guide Services donated a $100 reel. David Nice wanted a rod, a couple rods. Keel Shields gave us a new keel shield to give away, so we raffled that off as well. So all that being said, the part of the entry fee and then all the raffles for the donations, we raised almost $600. So
great!
Yeah, I was kind of tickled with that. So and then probably a dozen of the Mosley band came out, and as the boats were coming in, the band was playing. So that was kind of nice. We could get used to that,
Yeah, welcome back to the land.
That's right. Yeah, it was good.
With a live band.
Mm-hmm. That was different, but it was good. It was really good.
All right, we're going to take this break. We got a couple more pictures to show you, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sitting with Alan Courtney, catching up on all the bass scene, and you saw the picture now. Now we're going to show you all the tackle. The different tackle has been hot this past month, and different lines and all. So, Alan, let's go with it.
All right. A couple of the guys told me what they caught them on. Some of them won't. So I tell them, tell me the truth, or just don't tell me at all.
That's
don't
right.
lie to me, But Al Ramsey, he won the Bay County Bass Club at Deer Point, and I've showed you this one before, but that's it. Made by Zoom. It's a horny toad.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, just put about a number 5 or a number 6 single hook in there, and use it on 60 to 80 pound braid, and we'll show that in a minute. He said he had 6 bites all day long in 9 hours, but throwing that thing nonstop all day. But it paid off for him. So,
how deep a water was he in?
Well, usually you throw this in cover, lily pads, grass, rarely, or you can throw in open water as long as there's something within a foot or two underneath the water as far as the grass or some kind of growth like that. You would never throw it in just wide open water. So, but that's made by Zoom, called the horny toad, and it'll catch you fish if you throw it. Now we have Russ Sims when he caught that 17 pounds up at Deer Point Lake also.
Yeah.
Now he was throwing a white spinnerbait. I'm just going to hold this up.
White spinnerbait. You see.
Yeah, and it has a blade that'll spin as it's going through the water.
Like that's a good looking. That's attractive right there.
Now I'll show you one thing too.
It's like a double.
That you should always on buzz baits and spinner baits and things like that. You should always put a trailer hook on, and this happens to be a red one, but it doesn't matter. And the trailer hook has an eye that's a little bit bigger than normal, so that it'll fit over the hook. Okay. And then they make keepers to keep this hook on, because if you're just throwing it without some kind of a keeper, it'll come off during the day, and you'll end up using a bunch of them. But those keepers cost. What I ended up doing was, all this is a piece of a plastic worm or a plastic bait that you've used and thrown in the bottom of your boat. Okay. So instead of buying those keepers, I'll just pinch off a little chunk of that. Okay. Slide it on the main hook.
Good idea.
And now that hook will not come off. And that is so soft that it's not going to impede, when you get a bite. It's not going to mess up the hook set. So that's a good little tip. Keep some of those worms that you've already used the bottom of your boat.
Instead of throwing them away,
just throw them away. Just
them.
take you a little chunk off of it and put it on there.
Good idea.
And then over at Mike Lassiter over at Martin Lake, he said he caught all his on plastic worms. Blue ice color. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't even know what that is.
Blue ice?
Yeah, never heard of it.
I'm thinking maybe it's a dark blue.
Yeah, I don't know. See, with blue, maybe with some light color in there. What sounds like that, but really don't know. But that's what he said, blue ice color. So, and we got several different things here. I was going to talk about some line as well, and we've got basically there's 3 different kinds people know about. There's monofilament, and I found this out there. Fluorocarbon coated monofilament. I mean, there's just
coated.
Yeah,
Okay.
So never used it, but I'm not sure. I guess, and people know what fluorocarbon is.
I was going to show this. So this is
P-line fluorocarbon coated monofilament.
Okay.
Which
and
would be
then the other one
is fluorocarbon.
Okay. Yeah. When most people are fishing with this now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are fishing.
All the
with
bass guys are going with it.
Yeah.
What
depending on the lure you're throwing, certainly is, and I'll show here in just a second.
Now
My opinion.
This is 12 pounds. What pounds do you go with?
I usually throw when I'm fishing a plastic worm, usually 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon. Okay. Yeah. So, and then you've got your what they call super lines, braided lines, stuff like that, which come from 20 pound to 85 pounds. So those are the main 3, but and it's all personal preference as to what.
Is anybody still going monofilament?
Yeah, I do. I have monofilament, and I'll show you a couple of reasons why I throw monofilament. This is a rattling rogue, and it's a floating jerk bait. Okay. So once you jerk a little bit, it's going to go down a few inches and float back up.
Right.
So fluorocarbon sinks. Okay, it's sinking line. So you wouldn't, in my opinion, you would not want to throw fluorocarbon on a bait like a rattling rogue, because now the line is going to be sinking down from the front of this. So for monofilament in a case like that would be what you would want to throw, because monofilament does float, but fluorocarbon does not. So that'd be a case to still throw your monofilament. A crankbait is another bait. It has a big lip on the front of it like that.
Yeah.
It's another bait that I throw, and it's personal preference. People may not, but I throw monofilament on a crankbait for a couple reasons versus.
Yeah, that's a bigger lip on that too. I guess that's going to die.
Oh, and there's some crankbaits that have lips, that are 3 inches long, because they'll go down 30, 40 feet deep. The bigger the lip on the crankbait, the deeper the bait's going to go. So, but throwing braid or fluorocarbon on a crankbait, and some people probably do, but there's so much drag because on braided line there's zero stretch. There's just none at all. It's like fishing. It's like fishing with a rope. So there's no stretch. On fluorocarbon, you have some stretch, but not as much as you do on monofilament. So if you threw braided line or fluorocarbon on a crankbait, it wears out my wrist if I throw it because of not having as much stretch.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, my wrists are hurting so bad I can't even, and that's just me, But so once again, monofilament is what I'm going to use throwing on a crankbait, because you got some stretch on there, and if the fish hits it, he's going to load up on it versus. If there was no stretch, you might just tear off right away,
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
And then I've showed you this before. As far as braided line, flipping in the heavy cover that's out there, you definitely want to use braided line. This is 85 pound braid, and I wouldn't throw anything less, because
85 pounds.
85 pound. Yeah, it's like fishing. It's like fishing with a rope. When you set the hook, I've broke rods before setting the hook.
No kidding.
Yeah, because when you're flipping, you might have only 4 feet of line out right under the boat. And if a 4 or 5, 6 pound bass hits this thing and there is no stretch, and you give it all you got. I've broke rods setting the hook before, because it doesn't stretch at all. So, but anyway, another thing is a buzzbait. Dooney Seals at one of the Tuesday night tournament. I don't think I've ever showed this before, but people know what buzzbaits are, of course, but. He throws buzzbait all the time.
That makes that buzzing sound. It just aggravates them.
It will aggravate them to death. It's throwing that water. As this blade's going around on top, it's throwing that water out and making a loud noise. And
that's what he got on
the Tuesday night tournament. Yeah. And once again, on a buzzbait, put that trailer hook on there that I showed you earlier. It can't hurt. I've known some guys to put a couple of them on there.
Really?
A lot of times they'll short strike it. If you got a couple more hooks out there.
It'll pay off. We're talking about short strike. What makes them do that, you think? Sometimes
I think a lot of times they don't really want it. You know what I mean? They're just trying to maybe kill it versus eat it. I think that's the case in many a time.
Yeah, we're talking about redfish. You do that a lot of times. They just just jump at it and won't quite get it.
But I think if they were hungry and they want it, they're going to get it. But a lot of times when even on the crankbait before, I've caught fish. Well, they're hooked in the side. Well, they weren't really wanting it. They were just coming up there and just kind of slapping at it, just to maybe kill it, and just happened to have hooks on it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't real.
Well, that'll be our tip of the day now. Get on those trailer hooks and give them a try.
Oh yeah, trailer hook is a must. Sometimes you can't because of the cover you're fishing, and you'll just stay tangled up more than you want to. But if you can get away with it, always put a trailer hook on there. So
all right. All right, we're going to take our final break. Come back with some more good stuff from Alan Courtney. All right, welcome back. Sitting here with Alan Courtney talking a lot about bass fishing, but let's look at our peak times. I don't really have a fish. One of the fish fell off, and I can't find the other one, so I'm just going to tell you the time, and I'll start showing it to you again tomorrow. Peak time, 9:11 to 11:11 this morning, and this afternoon, or late, 9:36 to 11:36 tonight. Alan, before we get back to bass fishing, we're talking about our sponsors and talking about Haney Technical Center.
Yes, sir.
And you were telling me that you went to Haney several years back, many years back.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, 1975 and 76.
And you've been the same. You've had the same job. You got a good training there.
They really did. I've basically had the same job since 1976.
After you left Haney,
I took drafting back there. I think. Clint
Brown.
Clint Brown, yeah. I'm surprised I remember that.
Yeah, he recently passed away.
Oh, was that right? No, I
didn't
know that. No, but yeah, it did me very well. I work out at the Navy base with the contractors, and I've done the same thing since '76, and I've been with the company that I've been with now for 27 years.
Wow, that's a great testimony.
I've been really blessed, to have that happen in this day and age. But Haney got it started for me, and I appreciate that.
Well, and we appreciate Haney too. I just want to love to get like I say, a testimonial on that. All right, let's take a look at this big bass tournament that's coming up. This is the 31st annual Doe-C Bass Tournament. I know the bass guys. This is almost like a little Super Bowl to them. They just love this tournament.
Well, it's been going on 31 years, and that's got to be the longest running tournament in the area.
Yeah.
And it's going to be September the 22nd at White City. That's all the winners and the money paid out for last year. I think I got, 9th place down there, but got a little bit of money last year. But there's a cream of the crop will be showing up at White City for that. It's I think it's $100 entry fee, maybe $20 for the lunker. So if you're not doing anything on the 22nd, come on out down to White City.
And then the next weekend, now we're going from a big tournament to big money.
29th and 30th, is it?
Yeah, it's a 2-day tournament here.
The Gulf County Sheriff's Office annual bass tournament, and it's also at White City. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday.
$10,000.
It's guaranteed. Whether last year they had 102 boats. They should. I don't see no reason why there shouldn't be about that again, because that's some good money. Now, what they're going to do if you're number one the first day as far as the takeoff order, you're last the second day. They're gonna swap the boat order. So you won't be the same number. It kind of makes it fair, for the takeoff.
And think about a 2-day tournament now. I keep going by that 2-day tournament, King Mackerel tournament. We won. That first day, we didn't catch anything, but we won it on the second day. Same way with bass fishing. You can have a bad day.
Happen. Yes.
You can have a bad day, and all of a sudden catch on.
Now, another thing you need to do on a 2-day tournament is you have to manage your fish too. If you've got a big batch, well, you may not want to stay there and catch them all day long the first day, because you have to do something the second day. So there's kind of a little bit of a strategy in having more than just a 1-day tournament, where you can sit there and catch them all day long. 1-day tournament doesn't matter, but on a 2-day or 3-day tournament, you have to kind of manage them a little bit more. So, and I think we know Mr. Chester's going to be the weigh master for the final day, giving out the $10,000.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get me about 20% cut out of it. And
as long as I get 10 of that, it'll be all right.
I'm looking forward to it. It's always a lot of fun. Everybody's in a great mood coming down there. Everybody's sort of tired and sort of fished out. And
2
everybody's
days.
Excited, but it's one of those tired excitements.
I guess you'll have some video.
We're gonna shoot. We're gonna shoot the way in and interview the winners and we might even speak to you for a minute if you got a minute.
I hope you can speak to me as the winner. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
It would be.
Yeah.
My wife would appreciate that.
Now you were talking about this cleaning. Cleaning stuff right here.
Yeah. This is.
Jeff, I don't know if we can get this or no. We might not. Anyway, well, I just hold it right here.
Yeah, it's called Bass Boat Saver, and if you guys haven't heard of this or seen this product, Lee carries it at Angler's Tackle, and you can get it online several different places. But this is just the best product I've ever found for cleaning your, not just bass boat, but your fiberglass boat. It does a super job. it's just a spray on and wipe off.
Uh-huh.
And it's well worth the money to go out and get you some of that if you've got a fiberglass boat.
Well,
It cleans your fiberglass, your seats, just everything.
That's something you use yourself.
I've been using it for years. I've been meaning to bring this for a long time now and just forgot it. So,
Bass Boat Saver.
Bass Boat Saver.
Okay.
You can get it at Angler's Tackle over in Callaway. So.
I'm going to show this. You do these cartoons every now and
then.
Yeah,
I haven't done in a while, but there's just a bunch I've done over the years that I have on my website.
You might need to put a little book together, something on all of them, because they're funny now.
I come up with different
Cornish
scenarios.
cartoons, and how would they feel if we put worms in their beds and you fish into the bass bed?
Yeah, in the springtime we find the little sandy spots where the fish are spawning and throw a million different things in there till we get to catch them. So that's kind of the fish's view of what's going on.
Alan, the theory always goes whether they're trying to eat it or trying to move it out of the bed. And so many years ago, my brother and I used to bass fish a lot. He always, me and him, not arguing about it, we always laughed about it. He was attacking that one. I said, no, he was moving it.
Yeah, they're definitely moving it more than not. Because I've had them sit there and.
You've seen them.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them pick them up by the tail and just go over and drop it out of the way. I've actually seen them open their mouth and blow it and just sit there and blow, open and close and open and close and blow it. Yeah. So they're not trying to eat it. They're trying to get it out of the way. So.
We need next time, if you can. I've got an underwater camera now. I wish we could get some underwater shots of that. That's just fascinating.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure we could find some online. It's already there. It's really interesting to sit there and do that.
But it's always been a big argument. Years ago. Now it's pretty well they understand it. But when they first started arguing, nobody said he's going to move it. They said he's going to eat it. Mm-hmm. And nobody realized that bass was.
Now I tell you what, though, eventually. Your whole goal is to make them mad. Sometimes they'll sit there and look at it for 30 minutes. But your goal is to make them mad so that then they will eat it. You know what I mean? So that's the whole end result there. You want to catch them.
Well, all right. Well, Alan, we're going to wrap things up. I guess I'm going to start seeing you on a regular basis at these little football games.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Rain or shine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was rain.
That day at Seminole, coming to
that rain followed you.
It rained so hard that day at Seminole, I couldn't see the guy in the back of the boat.
My goodness. All right. Alan, thank you for coming on, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you all for watching the show. Now, you do something good for somebody today, and you have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.